Buster Bear gives it all away. Chapter 23. Final chapter. It was very clear that Old Man Coyote wasn't thinking about his stomach just then, but about his legs and how fast they could go. He had been halfway up the hill when he first saw the terrible creature without all the head or had no tail or legs, and it was rolling straight down at him. He stopped only long enough to get one good look at that, and then he started for the bottom of the hill as fast as he could make his legs go. Now it was a very bad plan to run fast downhill. Yes, sir, it was a very bad plan. You see, once you're started, it's not the easiest thing in the world to stop. And then again, you're also quite likely to stub your toes. This is what Old Man Coyote did. He stubbed his toes and he turned a complete somersault. He looked so funny that the little scamps watching him, all they could do was to keep from shouting right out. Old Granny Fox and Reddy Fox looked on from a safe distance, and they did laugh. They had not been friendly with Old Man Coyote since he came to live in the Green Meadows. And as they themselves had had a terrible fright when they first saw the strange creature, they rejoiced to seeing Old Man Coyote frightened. But Old Man Coyote didn't stop for a little thing like a tumble. Oh my, no. He just rolled over into his feet and off again he went, harder than before. Now there are very few people who can see behind where they're running and turning their heads, as Peter Rabbit can. And the Old Man Coyote is not one of them. Trying to watch behind you, he didn't see where he was going. And the first thing he knew, he ran boom. He bumped right into something. And guess who? Why, Buster Bear, to be sure. Where Buster Bear had come from, nobody knew. But there he was, big as life. And when Old Man Coyote ran into him, he growled. A deep, provoking growl, and whirled around, and one big paw raised to cuff whoever had been so nearly upset him. Now Old Man Coyote, more frightened than ever, yelped and ran harder than before, so that by the time Buster Bear saw who it was who had run into him, he was safely out of reach and still running. Then it was Buster Bear first saw, rolling down the hill, the strange creature which had so frightened Old Man Coyote. And old Uncle Billy Possum and Jimmy Skunk and Sammy Jay and Peter Rabbit and Mrs. Peter were watching from some safe hiding places. And they wondered if Buster would run too. And if he did, it would almost be too good to be true. But Buster didn't. He didn't run. He looked first at the strange creature rolling down the hill, then at Old Man Coyote running as hard as ever. And his shrewd little eyes began to twinkle. Then he began to laugh. Ha 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 ha, ho ho ho, ha ha ho ho. I see that you're up to your old tricks, Prickly Porky, he shouted as the strange creature rolled past, almost over his toes, and he brought up against the little tree at the foot of the hill. Now Old Man Coyote heard him and stopped. And he turned to see what it all meant. Very slowly the creature unrolled and turned over. And there was a head. And there was a tail and 4 little legs. It was none other than Prickly Porky himself. There was no doubt about it, though he was still looking very strange, for he was covered with dead leaves which clung to the 1,000 little spears hiding in his coat. Prickly Porky grinned. You shouldn't have given it away, Buster Bear, just because you've seen me roll downhill before, up in the great woods where we both came from. I think it was high time I did, replied Buster Bear, still chuckling. You might have scared somebody to death down here, where you don't even know. Then everybody came out of their hiding places, laughing and talking all at once, as they told Buster Bear of the joke they had played on Old Man Coyote, and how it had grown out of the fright of Peter Rabbit, and received when he had just came along from Prickly Porky, was rolling down the hill just for fun. And as for Old Man Coyote, he sneaked away grinding his teeth angrily. Like a great many other people, he couldn't take a joke himself. So Prickly Porky made himself at home in the Green Forest and took his place among the little people who lived there. It's just the same way Old Man Coyote came as a stranger to the Green Meadows and established himself there. In the next book, you may read all about that, how he came to the Green Meadows and some of his adventures there and in the Green Forest. The end. God is great all the time, God is great.